What's going on, guys? Back, not with a reaction, with a Q&A video. And we actually filmed this once, but a couple of technical difficulties. So the first few questions you're going to see from today, and then it's going to fade into the other footage we had that was recorded on another day. So jumping right into these questions. First one is, what is your background? Where are you from? And how did you and Dart meet? I'll let you kick this one off.
My background,
Where are you from?
I was born on the East Coast. I'm rooted in the East Coast. Most of my family's there. New York to be specific. Brooklyn to be even more specific. But I've lived in California for over 30 years. So that's my background. How we met, I met this guy at a gym. We were meatheads. We were really into that shit. Powerlifting, bodybuilding, all that. And I saw him training somebody. I think it was his girlfriend at the time. And I noticed the technique he was using wasn't like typical people. I was like, you know some other shit. So I just picked his brain for a little bit. I talked to him. And I saw him again at the gym. And I was like, hey, what's your email? I think that was what it was. You were going to email me some programs.
Yeah.
We talked over through email.
About like lifting and training and stuff like that. Yeah. You were a personal trainer at the time, right?
Yeah. We corresponded through email for a while, and then we just started working out together, and then here we are. That was like 2013 or so, 2012.
Yeah, almost 10 years. Almost 10 years ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Time flies.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, that's basically how we met. So, and that's my background. New York by way of fucking California.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in California, so that's my exciting story. Yeah. Born in SoCal, and then just been in Northern California since. So, who's your favorite artist from the UK?
This is gonna sound really typical, but my favorite artist from the UK is Skepta.
Yeah.
I just fucking love Skepta, bro. Like, Skepta was the one. I was a kind of a hater of UK music in the beginning. Does it have to be? And does it have to be a fucking rap artist?
It just says artist from the UK. Who would it be otherwise?
Other than
any genre.
I've really gotten into, this is old as fuck. You guys probably don't even know what this is. I've really gotten into Joy Division. Joy Division is from the 70s, dude, and they're a post-punk band.
Yeah.
And I really like Joy Division. But if we're sticking with rap, Skepta's like, that's my shit. Skepta's the one who made me a believer. Like, I was a hater, dude. I'm confessing. I was a fucking hater when Dizzy Rascal and them were coming on the scene and all that. I was like, nah, that's not tight. That's not tight.
I could not get past the accents for the longest time.
That's probably what it was. You know, arrogant Americans. You know, we think our shit's always the best.
Well, culture too. You're always like, in America, you're always like exposed to UK as being like this very uppity royal place, very proper, prim and proper, tea and crumpets.
Yeah.
The most like cliche stereotypes.
Yeah.
You don't think of it as having like a hip hop scene or having like hoods over there, or you know what I mean? Like, you don't think about any of that. You just picture like James Bond and the Queen. It's just like, it's a very different view. So hearing rap with an English accent, I laughed at first.
Yeah.
I was like, this is goofy.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It took me years to come back around to it. And then what got me into it was an M24 song. Just popped up on YouTube one day. I listened to it, and something about just like that sound, I don't know, it just clicked. It was like, it took me a while to come around to it, but once I did, like, I became a big fan of it. So but yeah, also, by the way, him listening to Joy Division from the 70s, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons why I became friends with him too, is because he's one of the most like musically educated people I know. And like, music's like a big part of my life too. It's like a foundation of almost everything I do, honestly. I don't, somebody else asked in here, do you work in the music industry? I don't work in the music industry. I guess I do in a way where, like, for what I do for work, I shoot music videos too, so in that way, but I don't work for like labels or anything like that. But music has always been such a foundation of life, and just I'm in it just every day, whether it's the scene, reading about the scene, or like different figures in it, or listening to music. And it's always being raised around people who love music, so that's also like a common ground that we hit it off, besides just like the working out stuff and all that. But
the music,
and
because working out, I mean, that can only get you so far.
Yeah.
So there has to be other things.
There's only so much depth to it.
Right. Music is just like...
Music's endless.
It's life to me. It's life. If people ask me what got me through the pandemic when it was really bad, two things: music and painting.
Yep.
Music and art, which are like that. You know what I'm saying? But music, just curating playlists and shit like that over the pandemic was like one of my pastimes. You know, so
yeah, and
music is everything.
That's when I got heavy into the UK scene too, because we're at home on lockdown and stuff all the time, and I noticed that these channels would have like new videos out every week. Like there was so much music always coming out, so it was almost like looking forward to your next like TV show episode. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, what's gonna drop next?
Yeah.
You know, it became addicting in a way. So, but anyway, back to the question: what's my favorite artist in the UK? That's tough, man. That's tough. Fuck, you guys are gonna make me pick one. Like all time recurring? Can I wiggle out of this?
I know, right? That's a tough one. That's always tough.
Man, I don't know. I'll just say like M24 and Styx and them are like my favorite artists because they were. Yeah, Fredo was too old, man. There's so many names you could go down. I'm just gonna credit the ones that got me into it because if it wasn't for their sound, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So I wouldn't even be doing this. I wouldn't be listening to it. I'll go with them, but there's so many artists like Mizermac, PS, Fredo, like you said, Skepta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough question, man. That's so hard.
Yeah.
Inspiration to start the channel.
Again, our love for music, I guess.
Yeah, just talking about music all the time.
Yeah.
Again, when I got into the UK scenes, when I started actually seeing the reaction channel thing, I know reaction channels were for all kinds of stuff, like comedy videos and news and whatever else, but I didn't ever really watch anything until UK music, and the reaction channels kind of helped educate me on stuff. And then I talked to this guy about it. So I was like, well, why don't we do that too? You know, we love music. We've been in hip hop for a combined, I don't know, when's the first time you listened to hip hop? You would just say
some No Limit Soldier shit.
Yeah.
Like Master P make him say like by Ja Rule.
So
by Juvenile. Sorry.
So like younger than 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So combined like
20
fucking like 50
40
years. Like 50 years between us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it only seemed right. So question number 4, which scene do you rate more? What do you rate higher?
I mean, like what I think is.
Yeah, what do you rate higher, the UK or the US?
I have to say US. And I know that sounds biased. I know it sounds biased, but you asked. But the reason why I say the US is because of the level of innovation in our country is extremely high, especially when it comes to hip hop done in. I hate the urban thing, but like when it comes to that, these kids coming from these cities all over the country are just putting out really dope shit, like a really innovative shit, and a lot of fearless stuff is coming out. Like motherfuckers are just doing fearless stuff. So I'd have to rate the US more, man. I think I just want to see a little more diversity from the UK. Maybe in our little box, we just not seeing it, like in our little world. But US for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's still so many artists too that we haven't even like dug into in the UK. Like people in the comments, they're always saying, you know, like check out these guys and these guys, and like look beyond drill, look more into rap, and look more into this. And
I've been wanting to go past drill for our channel for sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll definitely dive into more stuff. Just there's always like hella drill requests.
Yeah. Please guys, send us some other stuff. Like,
yeah. So and they have to. It's just like I gotta get to it. There's just so much stuff to get into. It's just man, it's a long ass list. It's long. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but it really is. There's so much stuff to try to get to. But so okay, well you rated the US higher, so I'll be the opposing view. I'll rate the UK higher. I'll be the spokesperson for the UK. No, I really enjoy the scene. I enjoy the frequent music. I love I read a lot about the backstories of different things too, and just kind of the culture of the people there. I mean, the US is obviously deep as hell. There's so many different movements in so many different parts of the country, whether it's Florida, Detroit, Texas, Atlanta. Like Atlanta's obviously legendary. Yeah, Memphis is crazy. I sent you that video the other day about Memphis. Memphis is deep stuff going on there. New York, legendary. The West Coast. I mean, there's so much here. It'd be easy for me to say that I rate it higher because it would be worthy of that in a way. It's the birthplace of hip hop. It's the birthplace of drill, Chicago drill. Right. It's the birthplace of so many things, man, and it's so influential all over the world. And then with the mainstream, I would say the most money is here for mainstream music, right? But I've been really interested in the UK for the last year and a half, so I will champion the UK. This one's for all my youths out there. This one's for the man them out there. So yeah, I just enjoy the day to day, the week to week with the UK right now. But yeah, shout out to the US, of course. So thoughts on drill in general as a genre?
It's a we've talked about this before. It's a very conflicting genre. It fucking slaps. Like, there's a whole lore created around it. It's like a fucking real life Game of Thrones or something. Yeah. And I'm not trying to trivialize it by calling it Game of Thrones because it's very real. Yeah. But that's the conflicting thing about drill is it's very real. We've had so many, as well as UK, we've had so many drill artists die over here. As the ones getting up high level like King Von. FBG, countless names. The thing that we respect in hip hop is authenticity, but then there's the contrasting point of, well, yeah, I'm authentic and people die when I'm authentic. Yeah. So you're kind of like, oh shit, well, we asked for authenticity and then we got it. So me, I get very conflicted about drill. That's just me. That's how I'm wired. I think a lot. And I think about, I'm a lover of music, so I don't look at music as just entertainment. Music is like art, and music is like the life form. Like, music is everything to me. So when I see like FBG Duck or somebody in a video with hella guns, and then FBG Duck gets murdered, you're like, fuck, like. You know what I mean? So it's a fucking, one of my favorite MCs ever, Lupe Fiasco. He's from Chicago. And he's like, that's the conflicting thing about drill is the music is great, but it's just like motherfuckers is getting clapped. They're getting like knocked off. Mm-hmm. And so that's just the unfortunate thing. But drill is, man, it's here to stay. I mean, I remember when I first heard about drill when Chief Keef first came out. And that was 2011 or 2010. And it's still going, So drill's here to stay, and it has its place in hip hop, and it needs to be recognized as a significant subgenre in hip hop. So
yeah, I think you pretty much said everything on that, but it's no, that's good. That was good. Everything was accurate on that. I mean, it's conflicting, like you said. It's an art form. It's an expression of a different aspect of street life, and this is real shit. But on the other hand, yeah, I mean, it's like this self-fulfilling thing to where it's this endless cycle of drill comes from violence, but then they gas it up and egg on the violence, and then the violence comes back around, and it just never ends. So it's just this continuous cycle. Yeah, I don't cheer on the violence. I like the music. Honestly, if half of them were just bullshitting and capping in the rap, I wouldn't even really care, honestly, because I don't cheer on people dying. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to see people get stabbed and shot for real. Right. Especially when you take into account their ages. Like, a lot of these dudes are like 16 to like 22. Yeah, they're all young. Yeah. And it's not that it's better if someone at 40 got shot, but it just hits different when you hear some 16-year-old talking all this grimy shit and he runs up on someone and stabs him to death. It's just different. So yeah, it's a conflicting genre. Like, love the music, don't love the reality of it. It's kind of how I would say. I just don't cheer on shit like that. So I see people online too, like, talk about the scoreboard and all this shit and like cheering it on like it's a football game or something, like
it's a cricket match.
Yeah, no. That's people that just don't realize what actual pain and suffering is like.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And those are the people who, if it was really going on in front of them, they wouldn't be cheering it on.
Yeah, they wouldn't want any part of it.
No.
Quick one, do you edit your own videos? Yeah, I do the editing on the videos. Number 8, do you work in the music industry? What did you do before this channel?
I don't work in the music industry. Neither of us do. I think that makes for better content. We're not kowtowing to a specific, we don't have a fucking label breathing down our necks or artists calling us to say, hey, can you react to this video?
Yeah, well, we get emails for that. Yeah. But these are interesting emails and stuff to react to. Stuff where I'm like, this has nothing to do with hip hop whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
But nothing pushed by like an entity or a label. Like,
we have full like creative freedom to say what we want because we're just not involved with music like that on that level. So
absolutely.
Yeah, what did we do before this channel? Just regular life. There's nothing really to answer on that. There's some questions here later on kind of what we do and everything. So
yeah,
I just didn't do YouTube.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. So.
I've dabbled in podcasting, which I still do. It's not like it's a past thing. It's just on hold. But yeah, just live regular lives.
Number 9, what made you want to react to UK drill specifically? I guess we kind of touched on this before, kind of under the inspiration to start the channel. Yeah, it was my introduction to the UK scene, and it's just something it's cracking right now, and there's a lot of music always coming out. That's one thing I like about the UK scene. It's like every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and usually Sunday too. There's just new stuff all the time. There's like a scene for it, like you know what I mean. You get really into it. So I guess we kind of already answered that one. Do you both have a job? What do you do?
We work regular jobs because this, we're still trying to figure out how to monetize this thing. But up until very recently, like last Saturday recently, I worked retail. I was a retail manager, and in addition, I work in politics. No, I'm not that. I'm a lowly serf. He
works for Mendon. I work as a videographer, cinematographer, and photographer. So all the ographers. That's what
all
I do.
The ographers.
Yeah. What is your goal by the end of 2021? And I think specifically they meant with like the channel, like if you have goals or anything. So any thoughts on that?
30K.
30K? That's a good goal.
30K.
Yeah, 30K.
I was gonna say 50, but that might be a little overreach.
Shoot for the stars.
Yeah, I'll go midway. 30K. 30K sounds.
What was the name of Pop Smoke's album?
Oh, Shoot for the Stars.
Shoot for the Stars. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
Full circle.
There we go. All right.
Full circle.
Some US drill right there. That's, integrating it. Yeah, I'll go with that. 30K would be dope, and just continue to grow it and just reach out and expand in ways you guys want to see. So if you guys want to see something like you were saying, like a podcast where we just sit and talk, that kind of thing.
Maybe we could get to some like live subscriber interaction.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Some people have requested like live streams and stuff like that too. Maybe we do something like that, live reactions. So we'll see with that. Just continue to grow and just have fun with it ultimately. So that's my whole thing. Like if it's something that loses the fun, then that's something I just don't want to do anymore. You know what I mean? So this is something we started to do for fun, and it's just kind of a break from real life and just kind of a time to kick back and discuss what we discuss normally, you know. Who are your musical influences?
Oh man, I'm gonna be here all night. Oh man, it's a good question, but I don't be here all night. So I like everything. So Jimi Hendrix was an early influence for me. Bad Brains, which is a black punk band from DC in the 80s. Rage Against the Machine. None of these are hip hop, surprisingly. John Coltrane, jazz saxophonist. Jay-Z, Notorious B.I.G., Danny Brown. Those would be like the ones I could think of. There's so much more. Like we could have a 2-hour conversation about this.
Yeah, my musical influences are all over the place. Like, grew up around a lot of like rock, like 80s rock, 70s rock, Black Sabbath, stuff like that. Got into rock and like metal and stuff later on for myself, but also with hip hop. I always lived like this dual life where it's like family's into rock and all this stuff. Or it's like 3 lives, like rock, family, me, metal, friends, hip hop, and then it all kind of just merged together. So Tupac, Biggie. I was into underground hip hop for a long time too, like Jedi Mind Tricks, Army of the Pharaohs, all these guys.
Talib Kweli, Mos Def.
Yeah, remember the Mortal Technique was like a phase too as well.
Yeah.
I'm a big electronic music fan too, like trance and house music and all that stuff too, techno. Now a lot of drill, hip hop, rap, and just all the things that have come and gone over the years. So again, it's another one of those things could be here forever. We're just music people, like combined, we've got like 60 years of music listening. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of music. So do you play any sports?
So growing up, I mean, did the typical stuff. I didn't. this was never really built for organized sports. As a kid, you know, you do soccer, baseball, all that shit, pee-wee football, which to you UK guys, it's pee-wee football is American football for little kids.
Yeah, when you're like 8.
Yeah, midgets and all that. And they did like just pickup shit, like just you go outside and you get a bunch of the kids in the neighborhood play football. I didn't play organized sports like that, not in high school. I was lazy, but I got really heavy into lifting, and then that kind of turned into powerlifting and then bodybuilding, and then I had dabbled in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, martial arts. So
yeah, I did American football as a kid, baseball, and then later on powerlifting and jiu-jitsu as well. So what is your view on the rise of drill, especially in the UK and now around the world?
It shows how small the world is now. Geographical barriers don't really mean shit anymore. The internet's knocked down all of those barriers. The fact that like I said, I heard about drill became kind of a buzzword in 2010-11 with Chief Keef and Glory Boys and 300 and all that stuff. Like that was over 10 years ago almost. Well, about 10 years ago now. And now I'm hearing about drill in New Zealand.
Yeah, we did the Australian reaction to 1-4 and like Thai drill and Japanese drill,
right?
Korean drill,
right? I'm gonna just say this: hip hop culture, which is inherently black culture, is just super influential. It just has its reach, and not to knock down anybody else's culture. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm just saying is the cultures of young black youth are extremely infectious. Everything from wearing a grill and people wearing grills in Japan to motherfuckers sagging their pants to the way people speak. Whatever young black youth does, particularly in America, again, I'm not shitting on anybody, but there's something about that culture that permeates the rest of the world, and it gets to places that these kids who originated the culture will never even see. Sometimes they'll never even see outside of their own block. So it just shows me that the culture of young black youth is fucking incredible. It's like it's resilient and it's infectious. So I don't have a problem with the rise of drill. I just don't want people dying. Like that's all it is. Like, don't die over this shit. Make money off of it. Get to positions of influence and take care of your family. And people taking care of their families. It's compelling if nothing else, to see again something that started with Chief Keef and them, and then go like all around the world. Like you told me there's Thai drill, right?
Yeah, Thai and Korean drill. And
crazy.
Yeah, Indian drill popped up too.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
So that's crazy. So yeah. Again, you pretty much said it all. Probably, the cultural aspects you're talking about and the way you talk about how it permeates throughout the world. Easily one of the most creative cultures as a whole in general. You know what I mean? I think the rise of drill specifically is interesting because it's given a voice to a lot of artists across the world to speak in a certain way. It's also given a platform for probably some frauds mixed in too, just to talk a bunch of grimy shit that they have nothing to do with. But yeah, it's interesting. Like he was saying, aside from the violence, I think it's a good thing. I noticed like with the Thai drill, they were using it as uprising against the government. It was a way of speaking out against the dictatorship and everything going on there. So interesting to see it get used politically as well, to have that sound get used that way. And then it was interesting hearing like Pop Smoke's version of it, for instance, in the U.S. and how that took off. And then where it started originally with Chicago. Chicago's the origin of drill, pretty much. It's interesting to see how it's evolved and how it's spread all over the world. But musically, I think it's a good thing. It's given birth to a lot of sounds that I personally love, a lot of production that I love. I love the hard hitting 808s, some of the darker melodies, and just like the interesting sample flips and everything. But yeah, the violence and the way that some of these guys get stuck in the street is no good. Like we just reacted to Harlem Spartans. Mizumak and Lowski are both back in jail for, I don't know, it's like the third time or something. And they're successful enough to where they don't have to do that, but they just keep going back to the same old same old thing, you know. And it's
hard.
It's shitty to see that.
It's hard to leave that. You know, you can get out of the environment, but sometimes that environment doesn't get out of you.
Yeah, it's sad to see that because they're so talented. Like they should both of them should just be making music right now rather than sitting in a jail cell.
Right.
What is the least favorite song that you've reacted to so far? What a question. Probably for me, I think for me it'd be one of the wave rap songs. So
yeah,
I'm not going to name any specific artists, but just one of those songs. The wave artists I do like though, M Huncho and Nave Smalls. I think I said that in one of the other videos. I do like their version of wave rap. D Block Europe. Some of these other ones though, with the heavy use of the auto tune and the singing, just not my favorite. Yeah, the reason I don't want to say any names is I'm not trying to shit on their grind and what they're doing. It's their way out of whatever they're doing and their hustle, their grind, their way of making money, and their talent. So there's plenty of people that like that sound. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? So it's just my opinion.
Yeah. I'm gonna defer to what he said and not say any names, but some of the wave stuff I'm just not feeling. I'm just not feeling it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, a lot of the singing.
Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe it's something that culture is everything. So, and region is everything too. So, maybe I'm just not getting it. I'm not feeling it.
For me, I just feel like the sound's been done a lot. Like the auto-tune singing thing, we've heard that so much in the US for like 10 years now. It's just, there's so many...
Starts to get dry.
Yeah, there's so many artists like that that when you hear it, it's just kind of a repeat to me, and it doesn't sound new and exciting. It just sounds played. Like I've heard this. I've heard this a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but of course there's a market for that. There's a lot of people that like it. No hate on anybody that likes it. That's your thing. What was the first UK drill song you heard?
Something that you showed me, man, and I can't remember.
Local Politics. Oh, that was Clangface and Gully. That was Zone 2. That was Zone 2.
I think that I'd like to say that's the first one I remember hearing. I mean, it could have been something else, but that's the first one that stands out in my mind.
Yeah, okay, that's a good song to hear. That's a good start. For me, it was Luke Cage by M24. I think Sticks or Tookies on that song. I can't remember, but pretty sure it was Luke Cage. So. Why is your camera quality so good?
Take it away.
That has a lot to do with the lighting. So if you guys get your lighting balanced, it'll make even the shittiest of camera look a lot better. So
we don't have a shitty camera.
Yeah, we don't have shitty cameras. So, but a lot of it has to do with your lighting. So a lot of people kind of get lazy with that, or they don't have the lighting. But you can get a good lighting setup for a decent price, and then just work on the positioning of the lighting and just balancing the light. So that'll kind of give you the illusion of your camera being better than it actually is. How do you find adapting to UK slang? Because you seem to be picking up a lot of bars.
This is my guy right here for that. Like, he's the encyclopedia. He explains a lot of this shit to me. I didn't know any of this stuff, man. There's certain slang that I knew from UK rap in general, not drill specifically. I picked up on certain slangs, and then it's gonna sound really corny, guys. I'm sorry. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I picked up on stuff watching Top Boy, like the ends and the road, and like I got your food. Like, y'all can tell me if I'm tripping.
You've honestly taught me a couple of things too that I didn't know. You've told me some different slang too that I didn't know. And yeah, for me it was a mix of just listening to the music. If I didn't understand something, I would look it up. Some of the reaction channels I'd seen in the past would kind of, they wouldn't explain the slang, but they would kind of talk about the lyrics that I wasn't fully understanding because of the accent. So they would catch the words that I wouldn't get, and then I would look those words up. You know what I mean? So,
or sometimes context clues. Like,
you get it sometimes without even knowing what the word means. Yeah. Within the rest of the lyricism, you're like, oh, that means this or that. And you start to catch on. It starts to make a lot of sense. And then YouTube comments and things like that. And yeah, you kind of just start piecing it together, I guess. There's still plenty of stuff I don't know. That's what's interesting about drill and UK slang in general, is that there's always new slang evolving. It's like they're constantly changing the language. And someone online was talking about this. They're constantly changing the language to like hide it from feds. You know what I mean? Like they have their own language on the street basically to hide it from the feds. So it doesn't make sense. Who's your favorite artist of all time from any genre?
Fuck, man.
These are difficult questions, man.
Yeah, these are really good questions. When I say really good, these are hard. Fuck. The safe answer for me is Jay-Z. Just been a really influential artist in my life since I was about 11 years old. I'm 33 now, so that's a long time. He's just been an influence on my life in a lot of ways. Kanye's a close second. I just don't claim Kanye no more because he's crazy. Not because he's crazy, I shouldn't say it, but there's something wrong with him. So Jay-Z, Kanye West are like, that's like, you know, fighting for number one.
I would say in hip hop for me, probably Big Pun.
Okay.
Big Pun fan. Nas would be a close like second for me. Outside of hip hop, listen to a lot of metal growing up, so like In Flames, Swedish band, if you guys don't know them, but they're like really influential band for me. A lot of gym music. But yeah, probably Big Pun and hip hop. So what do you think is better, US drill or UK drill?
I think UK drill is better.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel like UK drill is more consistent. Like I can find a lot of UK drill songs that I like. There's a lot of US drill songs I like too, but there's also a lot of stuff in between where it just feels like there's a lot of filler, a lot of kind of gun talk just for the sake of gun talk, but it doesn't feel as artistic. It feels more sloppy to me sometimes. I feel like the UK is just better put together with that, and they're putting out so much of it. I feel like they've just had a lot of time to refine it. You know, they're perfecting it because they've just been doing so much of it. So who's your top 10 in drill? That's a lot.
I don't have. That's a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I don't
that's
have
a lot. One. Yeah, or I'll try. I'll try to name 10 artists off the top of my head. I'm gonna forget someone, and someone's gonna go, how could you not name so and so in your top 10? Are you stupid? So I'm gonna do this in no order too. So I'm just gonna go off memory here. I would have Digga D in there, Abra, Mizermac, Lowski. Gully's in my personal top 10. I know a lot of people might not agree with that. PS, Skangdo and AM, which I guess is two people, but we'll throw both of them in there. Quang Face right now is really good too. Who's two more? LD from 6'7", and then I'll go with another current artist that's currently put on a lot of good stuff. I would say Suspect or Too Smoky. So that would be my top 10, consisting of some current guys and some legends in the scene too. So what would you do today if the channel suddenly stopped growing for a while?
What would I do? I just keep doing what I'm doing right now, living my regular life, working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, same here. I just keep recording these videos because, like I said, we started doing this for fun. So,
and we still are. That's the main thing, is we're doing this for, you know, we're having fun doing this.
Yeah, it's cool just to kick back, listen to some music, and discuss it and all that. So, I would just keep doing the same thing. I would just have to weigh. The main thing for me is, you know, I do videos and photos for a living, so editing these takes up some time. So, if it was taking up a lot of time and sacrificing money for my daily life and career and paying the bills and everything, I would have to try to balance that out in some way, and maybe cut back in some area. But still, as long as we're having fun with it, we're having fun with it. So, and then the last one is actually one I added. I added this one because people be in the comments, kind of wondering why haven't you reacted to my request? Where's it at? Man? It's kind of a multitude of things. Number one, it's a really long list, and we can't get to everyone all at once. So try to be fair and get a little bit of everything. You know, if you request 5 songs, might try to do 1 or 2 of yours, but you know, your fellow mate is over here asking for a song too, so we can't leave him out.
Plus, we have to keep up with the new releases.
Yeah, we got to do the new releases too. So there's a lot of older music being requested, which is cool. It's cool to be put onto those songs, but also got to keep the new stuff coming too. So it's just this balancing act. And two, we're not filming these every week. We usually film them pretty much every other week at this point, right? And we'll do a batch, and we'll do 10 to 15 videos in a night, which is a lot. So if we record 15 in one night twice a month, that's 30 videos. That's a lot. That's basically a video.
Lot of editing.
Yeah, it's a lot of editing too, exactly. Yeah, and plus on top of all the editing I have to do for work. So yeah, I mean 30 videos though, that's basically a video a day at the end of the day. So that's a lot of content. Yeah, you know, that's a lot of stuff. So
we're working guys.
Yeah, we're working. We're just trying to do this for fun right now. If it became something that was paying the bills, I would put even more time into it and pump out even more content. Maybe even hire an editor and stuff too to just really have it coming out. But until money like that shows up to pay the bills, just got to do it when I can and when it makes sense. So even then, still put out a lot of videos. We put out like 74 videos in less than 90 days.
Yeah, we didn't expect this influx.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of channels have put out over 70 videos in the last 90 days. No. I don't think you're gonna find many channels that have done that. We might be the only one. I don't know. Shout out if there's anybody else that's done that. Yeah, but I think we're towards the top on that. So
yeah.
Any other comments?
No, just we appreciate the love. Like seriously, like watch the videos, like take it in. Like we create this content for you guys to enjoy it. So and don't think we're not ignoring you. We're just we didn't expect this influx.
Yeah.
Like so just be patient with us. Like we're gonna get to it, you know. And we might not get to everything. I can't promise that we'll get to everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just like you're a DJ is not gonna get to every request. Like it's just, you know, but be patient with us. Bear with us, please. Mm-hmm. But we appreciate you guys you know, coming back to the channels and watching.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for 10K. Thanks for being here. Thanks for requesting. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for recommending us to other people. And yeah, just rocking with us in general. So, yeah, a couple other things too. If you guys have any interest in seeing some videos like this where we sit down and talk, maybe like a podcast type of thing, or have guests on, talk to other people, whatever, let us know. Another thing, I've seen quite a few camera questions and stuff, so one thing I was thinking about too is starting a separate channel just for like video and photo stuff, and kind of the experience I have with that. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a comment below if you guys would be interested in learning more about that side as well. And yeah, man, any closing thoughts?
No, thanks for the questions. It was cool. I want to do this again. This is fun.
Yeah.
So the next 10K or
when we get to 20K or 30, with that 30K goal by the end of the year, maybe we'll do another Q&A.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. So that was it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get alerts when we upload, and we'll see you guys in the next one.